Remember the Disney ABC News whistleblower story? Well, many folks out there apparently do as well, and that's because we're watching the fallout. Disney now slashing dozens and dozens of ABC News employees. Ratings are diving, and the media is struggling to cover the story because they don't want to. Today, we will peruse and pursue the truth, as we always do. Strap in, folks. This one's big. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we, as ever, endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve. And today we're talking about the Walt Disney Company, which is the biggest, largest, and most powerful entertainment company in the world. Now, you're going to notice what we're looking at here. This is a Disney press release, and it's going to really matter. We're going to come back to this at the end of the video, but you need to see it here. We're going to come back to it because it's going to explain everything. Folks, as we get ready to dive into today's lesson, consider clicking that like button. And no, there is no tuition today for each and every one of you. You are on scholarship. This is out of the Walt Disney Company. It's a press release, and I want you to see this before we get started with the real stuff. We'll come back, take a look. World News Tonight with David Muir sitting there at the very top. That's the image they selected. That's the image they wanted at the top of this press release. It was released just a few days ago, September 30th, and it says, streams on Disney Plus. Here's everything you need to know. Again, streams on Disney Plus, brand new announcement, gets its own press release, and they put David Muir with World News Tonight up here. Of course, Mr. Muir was one of the two, what shall we say, debatable debate moderators who interjected quite a bit in interesting ways, and there was some disagreement about how that was handled. And there have been some allegations from a whistleblower, alleged whistleblower, and those allegations largely have now been either corroborated or proven true by Disney giving their own statements, or there are still some of those claims that are outstanding without proof yet. But largely, Disney came out and said, well, we did prepare, and they did that through people like Lindsay Davis and David Muir. All right, let's get to the story now. Here we go. We'll come back to that. I promise it's going to make sense. This out of Alexandra Steigrad over at New York Post. ABC News hit with 75 layoffs as corporate parent Disney slashes costs. Tough decision. Now, wait a minute. I said I would go back to this at the end of the video, but wait a minute. You just put out this press release with David Muir, one of the debate moderators, at the top of your press release. And days later, you're firing people, 75 people in the division for which David Muir is at the top. He's at the top of the heap. That heap is smaller. It says ABC News and its local stations group got hit with 75 job cuts Wednesday as part of an ongoing restructuring at parent company Disney. ABC News President Almin Karamemedov broke the news to staffers in a memo obtained by the Post, telling them that the network had to make some tough decisions across the various ranks of ABC News. A limited number of our colleagues, 75, and ABC News is not a huge division. A limited number of our colleagues have been impacted. That's code for fired by staff reductions, he said. As you know, this has been happening across the broader company and the industry at large in recent weeks and months. The exec, who was prompted to the role of president in August after serving as executive producer of top-ranked World News Tonight with David Muir, said his task is shaping a team that embraces the new media landscape who evolve along with it. All right, so let's review that paragraph there. That's really important. This is the executive producer for the World News Tonight with David Muir. Again, the guy at the top of that press release, who was brought in August to fire a bunch of people in October. Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? Well, what's going on? What exactly is going on? Take a look at this out of Deadline. This by Ted Johnson. World News Tonight, again, tops season ratings, but all networks see year-over-year audience erosion. I'm going to show you how the news reports this depending on the flavor of what you're interested in, okay? So Deadline is reporting it as News World Tonight. It's at the top. But all networks are seeing a loss. All networks. So nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Just remember this, folks. It's so funny. All networks are seeing year-over-year audience erosion. This is a counter to the article I'm going to show you in just a moment. It says network news divisions still count the end of the third week of September as the end of their season. And while that may be a bit of linear TV throwback, it's a chance to get a snapshot of where things stand audience-wise. ABC News World News Tonight, again, remember David Muir, He is one of the two moderators. The other moderator was Lindsay Davis, who were alleged to have done some things that maybe audiences didn't like and society might not have liked in regards to a debate. There may have been some collusion. Now, what is the practical effect of that? I don't know. What's the political effect of that? I don't know. What do you think about that as the listener? Don't know, but you've got a high IQ, and I know you'll come to whatever conclusion you see best. But ABC News World News Tonight continued its winning streak as the most watched evening newscast for the 8th straight season, and even as the #1 show in all of broadcasting cable, with and without sports, for 24 of the 52 weeks per ABC. And we'll get to this in just a moment. They're touting this, right? They're like a peacock. They're showing all their feathers. But year-over-year numbers are down across the board for all the networks, likely reflecting the audience declines overall in linear TV. Oh, cable. Oh, wait. Cable news is doing fine. From the 2023 to 2024 season, World News Tonight averaged 7.72 million views, down 5% from a season earlier, while NBC Nightly News averaged 6.4 million, down 4%, and CBS Evening News averaged 4.65 million, down 4%. So World News Tonight was already in decline. But I just want to show you, for those of you out there who wonder, what do these numbers actually mean? All right, so they're talking about 7 million views, and 7 million views a night is nothing to sneeze at. No, not a problem. It is on the decline, and it's going to accelerate. We'll show you that in a moment. But take a look. This is from Google AI, and it's right. We double-checked it. It says Joe Rogan's podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, has an estimated 11 million listeners per episode. Let me say it again. Joe Rogan gets 11 million views every episode. So Joe Rogan is disseminating the news as he sees it. And oh, by the way, we know the other podcasts that are up there, and we could name some of those off to you. But, PBD, for example, Timcast, you've got Tucker Carlson, you've got Megyn Kelly. We can keep going on the names of people who have really, really, really big podcasts at any given time are up there. The All In podcast, which I don't think is a political podcast. All of these podcasts are doing quite well. Joe Rogan, 11 million versus ABC News Tonight, which is at 7. Okay. So just to give you an idea of the scope and scale, because remember, they're on the top of the heap. The problem is for Disney, is that people have left this legacy media news format, and they've gone to other news sources like Joe Rogan. You may not think he's a news source, but the audience does, and they're going to him for conversations about world events and deep philosophical questions. That's where they're going. The audience has already left. So Disney and CBS and NBC, they're fighting over a shrinking molehill. To Fox News now, and then we're going to come back to that original press release I told you about, because it's going to make a lot of sense. Everything about this video is going to make a lot of sense in just a moment. It says ABC's David Muir sees newscast ratings decline after controversial debate performances by Brian Flood. Muir's ABC News Tonight sees 12% drop in viewers. Now, folks, why do we have to go to Fox News to get this? Well, because the others don't want to report on it because they're all basically in the same bed in a partisan way. This channel, of course, is not political or partisan. We like we just like theme parks and entertainment. We talk about that. When companies like Disney move into the sphere of politics, we have to talk about it, so much so that it sometimes becomes a focus for a video. And I don't know if this is a political video or not. This is talking about the ratings of a news channel. But Fox is covering it because it's good for Fox. CBS, NBC, they're not covering it because they don't want to say, oh, hey, our ratings are down too. How about that? But ABC's World News Tonight sees 12% drop in viewers. Now, that drop is bigger than the 5%. So what's that about? Why does Fox say it's 12? Well, here's what's going on. ABC News World News Tonight anchor David Muir may have driven away some viewers after the Disney-owned network irked conservatives during last week's presidential debate. Muir and co-moderator Lindsay Davis fact-checked. We don't have to get into that, folks. We'll leave the politics out. I will say this, though. We've covered this in great detail if you all want to go see what we had to say. Muir's World News Tonight averaged 6.7 million viewers on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday following the debate, averaging 7.6 million in 2024 leading up to the debate. In other words, that's a 12% decline in their viewership at a time when Mr. Muir should have been exploding, right? You get the exposure of having just done a presidential debate, your ratings should get a huge lift. Is everybody paying attention now? It's a 5% decline overall year to year. It's a 12% decline in Disney's biggest news show following the debate. And why did they host the debate? And why did they put Muir up there? So he would get a huge ratings boost. The opposite happened. And that's not all. Going back to the press release now, so it makes total and perfect sense. Here is the press release that I've been holding that you need to know. It says streams on Disney Plus. Here's everything you need to know. One of the best things about Disney Plus is the treasure trove of content that consumers can pick from. However, sometimes consumers might not want to have to choose or pick their specific favorite show or movie. Enter streams. Today, Disney Plus will begin rolling out 4 new streams, adding to a collection of lean-back viewing experiences after launching with ABC News and Disney Plus Playtime earlier this month. Here's everything you need to know. The new feature bolsters the Disney Plus offering with a live feed from ABC News and carefully curated continuous programming streams based on seasonality or interest that subscribers can enjoy without having to select title by title. Okay, well, that's interesting. It says, which streams launched earlier this month? All Disney Plus subscribers have had access to ABC News, featuring live newscasts, breaking news, live events, and in-depth special reports through the 24/7 live stream, including coverage of the 2024 election and the vice presidential candidates on October 1st. Okay, well, anything else about this? It says, will streams reflect parental controls and content ratings? ABC News is not rated. Oh, but ABC News is at the top of everything they say about this. Does Disney see streams as a significant driver to increasing engagement? The Disney Plus Playtime and ABC News streams have driven over 10 million hours streamed from subscribers in the U.S., and we're seeing early signs of overall engagement lift amongst subscribers who watch them. You know what they did, folks? They launched this big new thing, streams, these channels. It's a way of them fighting back against Tubi and Roku and others. They put streams out on Disney Plus, and they linked that to ABC News at the same time they did the presidential debate. Is everybody with me? This is so fascinating how this is flopped in their face terribly. They did the ABC News stream, and then they used the fact that they put the presidential debate straight into Disney Plus in the stream as a way to get 10 million hours streamed from subscribers and then claim that engagement was up because, well, a presidential debate will definitely get engagement up. What they don't tell you is that David Muir, who sits at the top of their press release, and ABC News in that stream that they've got, that they have so underperformed in every possible way at a time when everything said they should succeed because the spotlight will never, ever, ever be brighter. And they used every trick in the book to boost ABC News with this. Every trick they had. Launched an entirely new way of watching TV on Disney Plus. They did everything they could. Wasn't good enough. Ratings dropped 12% for their lead news show. Yeah, we had to hesitate on news. Dropped 12% week to week. 75 people laid off in the aftermath. Dana Walden, remember, it's beneath her to comment on this issue of the debate and what went down, but audiences, well, they're speaking loudly. And as a result, and unfortunately, a lot of people are not working at ABC News any longer. This one blew up in Disney's face. All right, folks, you can help this blow up all across YouTube by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and, folks, don't forget to stick it to those algorithms. You do it when you click it. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything that's been going on. It's the ratings fallout and, shall we say, terminations, disasters of ABC News at Disney. And it continues apace. All right, until the next time, we cannot wait to get to share time with you. Thank you for inviting us into your day. It's an honor and a pleasure every time we get to hopefully add value to what you are doing, learning, and knowing. Folks, as we say at the end of every one of these videos, because we mean it, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
I just found out to get WDW Pro's information, where he gets his sources. I can't believe he uses Wilton.
What?
We got a job to do. It's easy to hack into WDW Pro's computer.
You're kidding me.
That's awesome. You know any other stuff?
Yeah, just, Jonas Campbell told me.
Sweet.
Said Pro underpaid him or something.
A few minutes later.
There. Oh, awesome. Whatever. All I gotta do is,
Whoa.
hack into this thing. It's gonna be so easy.
Yeah, this isn't a
Alright,
hack.
grab this picture over here.
Leave it to me.
Oh, no. Oh, Wilson.
Job done. What?
No, all we had to do was use the picture because he uses face unlock. Now we gotta go to thatpartplace.com and sub to him and his team on YouTube.
Oh, well, I already did that because I'm smart.